Hello, my beautiful friends. So I've returned home from camp with my son, and it was great. It was good mom and son bonding. It was cabin, 2 rooms. He had his own room, I had mine. We brought all kinds of books. It was really, really good. But over the weekend, I learned that a person very dear to me took his own life. And so this is my 700th video. I'm approaching 10,000 viewers, and I want to spend this time talking about something that's very real in the Appalachian Trail community, and that is post-trail depression. Now, full disclosure, I have absolutely no psychological expertise. I'm not trained in any way, but having been a hiker on the trail myself, I'm a section hiker, so I hike every year. And being a host to through hikers going the full length of the trail in one season, I'm very, very much part of the community of the Appalachian Trail, depending on where you live. So this is a community that's very tight. And so it's hard to explain, but each year there are new hikers. There are some people on the trail who have hiked many times. Nimble who's our oldest hiker. There are Odie, who's a very good friend of mine. There are people who are known on the trail, but each year a group of people either hike north to south, south to north, or do a flip-flop hike, but they commit to doing the 6 months that it takes to do the whole trail. And the trail is its own sort of culture. It has its own. Everybody has a trail name. My trail name is Squeak. I've hosted about 600 hikers here at my house. We don't charge or anything like that. They can stay for free and camp in the yard, do laundry and shower and stuff like that. But yeah, in most cases, you don't know a single thing about them. You don't even know their real name. They share what they want to share. Sometimes they share things that aren't true, but you don't really know much about them. But it's a community. My house is a word of mouth kind of situation because I'm not a hostel. And but over the years that I've been here in Palmerton doing it, I moved here specifically to do this. Of the hikers that have come through, some truly do just etch their way into your heart, and so you're fond of them, and Hippie and Atlas and Dante and there are 3 gentlemen that came through in either 21 or 22, I can't remember. And it was a veteran named JR who was spreading the ashes of his brother, who was also a veteran who took his own life. And they were going, spreading the ashes all along the Appalachian Trail. And he was joined by 2 fellows. One's trail name was Mayor, and the other's trail name was FreeRider. And they were just 3 great guys, just great guys, probably around my age. And Mayor was an English teacher, so we had lots to talk about with that. Just fun guys, great guys, and of course, love bagpipes. And I actually met them in New Jersey to play pipes while they spread the ashes at High Point, where they were spreading the ashes of JR's brother. So I was very connected to these 3 hikers, and I learned over the weekend while I was away that Mayor took his life. And Mayor was sort of the ringleader of the 3 of them, the most outgoing, larger than life, very Robin Williams kind of quality, super funny. Everybody loved him. He just had a great sense of humor, great sense of style, and so well loved. And I remember when I met him here at the house, and we had some great conversations, some really deep conversations. And I asked him, and we talked about it. What was going to anchor him after the trail, because he had been an English teacher. He left that to hike the trail, and he felt that he was adrift, and he didn't know what was going to come after the trail. And I remember thinking then, like, he's going to have to root himself back into reality, because I know, just having lived this life as a hiker, and living on the trail and knowing the community, that post-trail depression is a real thing. And that's because on the trail is narrow and it's long, but it's also very close, if that makes sense. And there's a whole justice system. There's a whole like understanding. We have this concept called hike your own hike. And there's just the ways of the trail that don't make sense when you explain them to people who haven't hiked it, and who haven't lived it. It's very hard. So when you come off trail and you're talking about the trail, nothing makes sense to people who haven't done it. So it's very hard to connect to people, when you come off the trail. And so, and these people that you've hiked, you've hiked hundreds of miles with them, they become like your family. We call that a tramley, trail family. And you really make these and foster these strong connections. And then you get to Katahdin, or you get down to Springer, or you end your hike midway, or whatever. And in an instant, that community, that lifestyle is gone. And the world is still the same, but you've changed. You've become a different person, because these miles, they change you. And so, you go home and you're telling your stories about all these fun things that happen, and you're scrolling through your pictures, and you're trying to tell people, and they're just looking at you like, what are you talking about? They don't get it. And it's not their fault. They don't get it because they haven't done it. But it's hard, and depression sets in. And unfortunately, every year we lose hikers that take their own lives because they can't assimilate back into the real world. And so Mayer had just the greatest personality, but like I said, it very Robin Williams it was covering up something. It was covering up deep pain, and it's just heartbreaking that this was the end. And so, if you're a long distance hiker on any trail, if you are, part of a community like the Appalachian Trail community, or the CDC, or whatever trail, please get help at the end of the trail. If you start feeling alone, if you start feeling, so disconnected from the real world, please, there are so many resources out there that can support you and help you. Other hikers, if you don't want to go through formal counseling, there are other hikers that can help you stay connected, talk about your feelings, talk about what's going on, talk about the depression, and do what you can if you're a hiker to help other hikers, to go through, reassimilating into culture. Um, I wish that Mayer would have reached out, but that kind of sadness, that kind of loneliness, it's so unique to this population of people, and I don't know what could have been done, if anything. But um, Mayer, trail on, buddy. I'm wishing all of you all the best, light and love. Hike your own hike. Be well. Take care. Bye bye.